So welcome back, grubbers. It's been a bit. I've been inactive in the garage. I've been otherwise detained doing some other things, but it's Christmas. No, we missed Christmas Eve. That's past. It's New Year's Eve, and I was thinking, what better way to celebrate than with a SMUSHburger? Not a SmashBurger, a SMUSHburger. And I can't think of too many other things to do on New Year's Eve than make a SMUSHburger in the garage. I don't know, a round of golf at Pebble Beach maybe, but I don't know. I don't golf. So here we go. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be really good. But first, a brief history, and I mean brief, of the fast food hamburger, which everybody believes, of course, and rightly so, was invented by McDonald's. The McDonald's brothers in San Bernardino, California. That's fine. They were early on in the game. But the actual fast food hamburger was not invented by them. It was invented and brought to market by a couple of guys in, of all places, Omaha, Nebraska. And these characters created White Castle. And if you've ever had a White Castle, you know it's a unique hamburger experience. The reason they named it White Castle, and the reason even today they're all this porcelain white, was because no sooner did they start getting into the game of burgers in Omaha, at the turn of the century, a little later, is this guy, Sinclair Lewis, this author, wrote this book called The Jungle. And The Jungle was not about, trees and plants in the woods. It was about the meat packing industry at the time. And we used to call them slaughterhouses. I'm sure we don't call them slaughterhouses anymore. They're, I'm sure, meat processing plants. So the point is, they came up with this concept, and as soon as that book was published, everybody just backed away from meat, especially hamburger, because they're like, what's in it? What's going on here? So they created this image of a castle which imparted strength and stability, and then also made it all white, and everybody wore white. It was like an operating room, and the whole point was to make it feel super clean. And so it worked. It worked. Not only did the meat packing industry clean up their act, but people started to go to these little places that looked like White Castles and get these little teeny burgers. And they're pretty good. In fact, you can get them today, freezer department at Walmart, and they're pretty good. They started the whole thing. And then, of course, In-N-Out piled on, and McDonald's piled on, and Burger King's piled on, and Wendy's piled on. We're making a SMUSHburger. Now, I know you think it should be a SmashBurger, but it's not a SmashBurger, because think about it. Let's say you went out in the yard with your baseball, and let's say you threw it through your mother's kitchen window. What would happen to the window? It would be smashed. Not smushed, smashed, because it's disintegrated. Your mother's not going to be able to put it back together, right? It's smashed. A SMUSHburger is a SMUSHburger because we don't smash it. It's not disintegrated. We smush it. So it's a SMUSHburger. So today we're going to make a garage grubbing SMUSHburger double. That's double meat, double cheese. So I hope you're hungry. It's New Year's Eve. It's still quiet out. And we're gonna have some fun in the garage. Hang in. We'll be right back. Let's do a quick review of ingredients, and I mean quick. We've got a bun. This is my favorite bun. It's a French hamburger roll. And I get them at Publix. If you don't have Publix, whatever. Get yourself a good roll. It could be sesame. It could be brioche if you need to have the brioche thing going on. Chopped onion. Pickles. Cheese. Gotta have slices. Don't get anything but Kraft slices. This is their Kraft. They call it mozzarella. They also have a white cheese. They have a Swiss cheese. And they have the Old American. Frankly, other than the color, I think they're the same cheese. They taste the same to me. Now, of course, we have meat. This is 80-20. Don't get 93-10. Don't get ground sirloin. You got to have fat in the meat. This is 80-20. I found it to be the best. And all I do is grab it up and make a couple golf balls, okay? A couple golf balls, that's it. Double, double. If you're making a single, you use one golf ball, okay? Salt and pepper and oil, and the oil will be for the grilled onions. So let's fire up the grill, which we must make very hot, at least 400 degrees. You want it smoking. And the reason for that is you want to be able to sear the meat with your industrial grade commercial spatula. Do not try to make a SMUSHburger with a plastic spatula, okay? Because the spatula will smush, the burger will not. You need something really tough and strong. This is a good one. It's weighty, and when you watch the methodology, and the SMUSHburger is all about methodology, this is really what you need, the kind of tool you need to smush it correctly all around the edges. And what you're gonna see as we do it is the edges are gonna be paper thin. And the reason for that is we want the meat to not only sear, but caramelize on the edge, which gives you a chewy crunch. It's a beautiful thing. Those are the ingredients. Let's get the grill fired up and start making a SMUSHburger. So I've got a griddle on the grill. Obviously, you're not gonna do this on a normal grated grill. So this is a flat grill surface. You can do this in a pan, but you want to have a pretty strong, heavy pan, because when you smush it, if it's light, the pan will go flying, and you don't want that. So I've got the gas going. Let's see if this lights. Oh, I heard a poof. Let me look. We're on. Okay, so we're gonna let this sit here for a few minutes. Once it starts smoking, we're gonna turn on the fan, the exhaust fan. You know what happened before when we didn't do that? It wasn't good. And we're gonna smush some burgers. We'll be back. So our grill's getting up to heat. We're not quite there, but we're getting close. So we're gonna get the onions started, okay? So just put your onions in a little pile in the oil. I added a little oil. Let me give it a little bit more. Just a touch, there you go. And now oil's good, oil's good. So we're gonna let this get warmer. We're not quite there yet. When the onions really start to sizzle, we'll know we're ready to go with the meat and start smushing. Okay, so our onions are starting to grill a little bit. What I'm gonna do is move them over just a touch because I need a little more room for my double here. And I wanna, squeeze them, crowd them. I don't like that, I don't like that. You can see by the sizzle of the onion that we've got a pretty hot griddle. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes. We're not quite there yet. It's just a timing thing. Okay, I think we have sufficient heat, so let's smush some burgers. So you just take your puck, hear the sizzle? That tells you what you need to hear, okay? You take your spatula, and all you do is smush it. Get over there. And you see we want to smush down the edge. Smush down the edge, okay? By the way, there's no such thing as a, do number 2 here. There's no such thing as a medium rare SMUSHburger. Ain't gonna happen. Now, these aren't super uniform at the moment, but it's okay. It's okay. SMUSHburgers are well done. You don't like well done? Then don't make a SMUSHburger. So we're just gonna let these sear and really cook down around the edges. You can see the water. The water's gonna come out and it's gonna cook away. So no rush, just hang in there. And whenever you put the meat on a griddle like this, it always cools down a little bit, but that's okay. No rush, we'll let these guys go. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna get my cheese ready. And what I do with a bun right now is just kind of lay it there and just let it kind of steam a little bit and start to soften. Now you can salt and pepper any time. I'm gonna put a little salt and pepper on now. Very liberal with the pepper, I like the pepper. Yeah, that's good enough. Give it a little bit more. Now you're going to know it's time to flip these when they start to develop holes actually in the center of the meat. Seen that, but it starts to get pockets in the middle, and that means it's getting to the place where we're going to want to flip it pretty soon here. Now don't worry if you lose a little meat, that's normal, because after all, if you look at it, it's kind of semi on the edges, disintegrating a little bit. The bun is getting soft and nice. So let's get underneath the first guy and really use some pressure now, okay? And what we're gonna do here is slide the bun over, because when we flip it, we're flipping it on top of the onions, okay? The top of the onions, okay? I've got a problem with my cheese here, but that's okay. We'll get that fixed. It kind of tore because it's quite soft, but that's all right. Okay. You know, there's a certain football team that always says, you know, it may not be pretty, but we win. And that's kind of my theory. Okay, we're gonna flip this guy on there. That was a little off kilter, but that's okay. See the caramelization and the sear? Now, okay, cheese number 2. It's starting to look pretty nice, isn't it? Mr. Pickle. And then finally, a nice bun. And we're just gonna give that a couple minutes here. Not that we need it. Everything is already cooked, trust me. That meat was pretty much already cooked. But if you're concerned about the other side, don't be. Because what's happening right now as we speak is the other side of the meat is steaming. The onions underneath as they cook are steaming it. And we are gonna turn the heat off because we have a SMUSHburger ready to go. So that's how a SMUSHburger looks right before it's ready to come off the griddle. If yours doesn't look like that, then you wanna go back and reread the directions. Oh, there's some smoke coming off this thing. I better get the fan going. Now, I didn't bore you with the removal from the grill, but I just threw that guy over, dropped it on the bottom bun. I want you to look at this, and if it's messy, you did it right. If it's not messy, there's something wrong, go back and look at the directions. But here's a piece of caramelized burger meat. See that? Oh my. Chewy, crunchy. Oh, that's it. So let's wrap this guy up. And we're gonna take a bite here in a minute once it cools, because it's super hot. And see how it, grilled onions, I'm telling you, that's a SMUSHburger. We'll be back in a minute and take a bite of this thing. Like I always like to say, the test is in the taste. So let's see how we did here. This is my SMUSHburger. And I think you can see the meat is caramelized. The bun is soft. Cheese is melty. We got some pickles in there, grilled onion on the bottom. And you know, if you want to dress this up, you might want to put a little, chunk of lettuce, iceberg, of course. You want to put sliced tomato, that's fine. Even maybe some sauce. Maybe there's a wasp in here. Jeez, man, I gotta eat fast. Anyway, let's test this. Enough nonsense. Let's see how we do. Oh. You must be kidding. Oh my gosh. One more. Grilled onions, the cheese, a little pickle. I just got a little pickle. I have to tell you, the star of this thing, it's the meat. Look at that. It's the meat. It's that chewy, caramelized, crunchy beef that it blows you away. I mean, it keeps hitting you. Oh. And it's fun, you can pick the meat along the edges. I'm gonna dive into the middle one more time. Wow. That. Thank you, boys from Omaha, Nebraska. That is a SMUSHburger par excellence, and that wasp is coming closer. We're gonna wrap up here. Okay, yeah, unbelievable. Have fun. Thanks for joining, Rubbers. Do come back in the new year. I've got a long list of wonderful, enticing recipes that we're gonna do in the garage. Take care, and best of all for a 2021.